Anyway, let's crack on. So I wouldn't determine this one of the hardest because it's generally always reachable. I always think the ones that are the longest that are hard are the real hardest. There's generally always a way to manufacture a birdie here if you play it well. What you don't want is a massive tailwind. This isn't exactly ideal either, but it's better than a tailwind up there because you just can't stop it. So just trying to work out, right, we can definitely carry that, or just about. Do have one problem here as I get a lot of lag when I'm recording on OBS, so anyway, we put it in a good spot. Big wind left to right, which doesn't really help the kick in, but 179.54, 28. We're so far back that we're further down the hill, so it becomes even harder because you're more uphill. So we've got 2, 2, 3. No, we haven't done the wind. It's only about 10 or 15. I might allow 15% here because we're going to be aiming way left. Could even be 20. 201. Okay, this is sort of kind of perfect because what I was going to say is what I tend to do here is try and aim a little bit short, so sort of take 3 yards off it. The good news here is we can hit a 4-4 iron. I mean, that's at least what the numbers are saying. The only problem is that we're aiming way into the wind and we probably want to miss ding it left, so it's going to take a little bit more off it. So you want to gamble here because if you come up short, it's like you need to gamble on this bit. There's no point in being safe and landing sort of here and then it becomes here because you just end up with a brutal putt. So you've got to kind of gamble on the kind of 3 yard short element. And if it comes up short, it's just a little pitch up the hill, which is easier than the downhill one anyway. So yeah, taking 3 yards off generally is my play here. Generally, so that probably doesn't look quite enough allowance for the wind, but because it's so uphill, there should be less wind effect. So I'm sort of expecting it to kick about there and then try and sort of roll it round kind of thing. I might just do a little bit less even. Now I've got to try and miss this ding left with a lag. It's kind of what I was trying to do. So it was a pretty good shot. I kind of landed where I wanted to, but as I said, like right at the beginning, the problem with it was that it's coming in from that side, which is the downhill turning part of the green because it's all turning this way. So it kind of landed pretty much perfect, like about there, maybe a yard long, but there's just not really a lot you can do because it's going that way. It's coming in almost downwind with the hill, both in down and left to right, so not too bad. 14.5, 2.8. The wind that you really want is into going that way. That's the kind of perfect wind. Mississippi 1, Mississippi 2. Go about 7 as a first read. That's 107. Right, so our factors here are we know it's going to be more than that because the sheet doesn't equate for really fast breaking downhillers. So going to add kind of another 50% on top of that, and then we've got this to account for as well. I'm not worried about the headwind, it's too small. So I'm probably going to go there as our kind of initial change. And then I'm going to add some more for the wind. How hard are we hitting this? 7.8. So we really are trickling it down the hill. So my feeling is it's probably going to still miss here. See how we get on with that. Just a misting, right? Oh no, we got it. I thought that was going to be one of those ones that just stopped, sat right on the edge. We got a water boy award. I think I got one in the last one of this as well. That's a bit weird. So good birdie there. This hole, yeah, very nice. 239 minus 16, 14. About 80% wind. Maybe 90. I'll play it as 85 because I prefer a little bit long and short with that hill in the way. So we've got 2-2-1 shot. It's not a great number, this. Can't afford to hit a 3-iron. Don't really want to hit less spin and take some off either. And that's a 25% 4-iron, which is going to affect the wind quite substantially. Yeah, this is a tricky shot. It's going to spin like hell if we go with 80%. So we just don't have that as an option. So I'm probably going to go with 20% 4-iron here. I don't think it's going to be enough, but we shall see. Oh, the old heartbeat that's 9.9 feet away. This isn't going to be a fun putt, I don't think. 9.9 feet. So disappointing on a hard hole like that. Only good news is I think it's uphill. Mississippi 1, Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi 7.5. I don't know why at the moment, but I'm over-reading these uphillers all the time. I'm not going to put that into my calculation. So 50 and 8.5. I want to hit this a little bit harder. More break there. I'm pretty sure if we hit this 9, it's missing. It's missing here, particularly with the wind off that side. So I think I'm going to go there. Bad read. That got in my head about over-reading uphill putts. I was trying to be quite aggressive with it, but it just never started very firm. Anyway, it is what it is. So the start of this 9 is definitely less hard than the other 9. These are all birdie chances, even if they're not the easiest. Obviously, you've got a good wind here. I don't think it's strong enough to get us up to the front. No, we might get to the short of the apron. See if we can catch a bounce. Yeah. Just needed a little bit more wind and we would have got up to the top platform. 34, 3, 35. Probably just allow 1 for the wind, 34. And I add 7 for the full backspin shot with the 64 here. It's pretty straight. I always feel on this hole, there's just no point in risking being long. I mean, we're not going to be long from this distance, but so what do you say, 34, 35, 34. I might even go 33 before I add my 7, which is 40. That's going to be short. So I'm going to add the 7 and make it 41.
On the dance floor.
Good job I took the 1 off. So that's poor. 6.9, 0.8. 4.7. We'll just try and power this at 6. Uphill. Good spot. 6.1. So same theory, hit 7.5. Oh no.
Solid.
Lucky there. I'm struggling with the lag. Oh, this hole. I remember in Clash once we were all discussing this hole, and obviously a lot of people are annoyed by the tree, but like there is just a couple of shots you can play that just take the tree out of it. But it's the approach shot that's mad here. It's just such a random shot. It doesn't matter what you seem to do. If you get close, you've basically got lucky, in my eyes. What I tend to do here is just punch it down there, because then you're just taking the tree out completely. You can full top spin it as well, but I don't quite like the bounce as much. So I generally do a full backspin driver, which will land about sort of here. So we need to allow some wind for sure. And then the only question is how much downwind is there, because you can still run out of fairway at the end. It leaves a long shot in, but I just take the tree out of play. There is a full top spin shot you can hit here, but I just don't trust it as much. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. And you should be able to see here with a full backspin punch how low it goes. Oh, hang on, I didn't punch it. Oh, we could be in trouble here. Forgot to do the punch. Sit down. Sit.
That's a huge drive.
Yeah, we've really got away with that because of the wind being left to right. We forgot the punch. I don't know if the tree is in the way here or not. I mean, just because it's not a competition, I'm just going to hit it anyway. So yeah, stupid there. 156 minus 3. Oh no, we've got to aim left as well. I'm just going to risk it anyway, just for the sake of it. 156 minus 2, 18. What was it, about 50%? $149, so it's want as much height as possible, that's the problem. We are aiming right into this tree. I think we're going to hit this tree. I can't see any way we don't hit the tree. Not only did we not hit the tree, we got a lucky. Stay there. We got a lucky result as well. 5, 1.3. So 2 lucky shots there, really. 5.3. completely missed that. That would be funny after those two shots. So this hole is always wind dependent. We can't reach because of the wind. Such a stupid hole. See, what I don't realise in this game, what I don't get in this game is why, I know they can't set it up perfectly as golf, but there is no situation where a pro can't reach the hole on a par 4 half the time. So why do it in the game? Just put the tee forward. Just don't understand. Such an easy change as well. So we got 45 plus 1, 46. 2, 48. 2 extra, 50. 50 to 51. Oh my god, such a lag. Is that like 3 yards of spin? Are you sure? 9.5, 3.4.
Solid putt.
Oh no, Marion on 13s in the nasty pin.
That's a huge drive.
I've never really figured too much out about this hole with this pin position, but one thing I do know is you just need to start your process a little bit right of the hole, just to allow for that roll down. You can't allow too much because it gets stuck otherwise, but you just want to allow, basically just start it a little bit further right. So I'm going to start my position there, 168, 9, 15. Play that at about 80%, I think. Maybe 85. It's not headwind, is it? Oh god, another awful number. I might play this. I don't like these knockdown shots because it changes the wind and rollout and what have you, but I don't think I've got any choice. I don't want to be going in with 40% spin here. So, although it sort of does it anyway, so I'm going to play this as 95%, which takes a bit of wind out, but I've got 163 and it says 162, so it's really just there, and then aim a bit further right for the right to left wind, and 97%. Bit lucky with the left ding, but I was trying to roll it down from a bit further right anyway, so it just worked out. At least we got the numbers right. 6.1, 0.9. I hate these more than the downhill breakers because I just tend to power it through too much. Mississippi 1, Mississippi 34.5. Tricky putt here. Wants us to allow 50% break, and now the decision is, do we have to allow more because of the severe break? It is uphill, so I think the answer is probably no. We're aiming uphill 6.5 and we're into the wind. We allowed 0.9 and we're hitting at 1.5. So I'm pretty sure if we hit this 5.7, we're just going to dribble under here or not quite reach. So what I want to do is, I don't want to hit 7.5 because then we're going to get some rolling thing if we miss. So I'm going to hit it about 6.5 and just reduce the break a little bit, I think. I think I like that. Feels like it should break more than that from there. My usual thing here is to overread it and miss it here, but I don't know. Just enough. These St George's hole are probably, these par threes are probably my worst in the game. I just never get close ever. Good news here is at least there's not much to work out on the line, but the bad news is it's a fucking long way. 239. I'm not even going to worry about the downhill. 26. What is this going to be? I'm just going to play it as 100 because you're better long and short. 265. So we've got 50% 3-wood. I think with this amount of wind, you always have to allow a bit extra. 50% will reduce the amount of wind a little bit. So that means it shouldn't be too far off. I always think on this is I'd rather have a putt from long than down here, which is you're never going to hole. But so I'm just going to play this probably 40%. It could easily still come up short. Lag is not going to help here. Yeah. Couldn't afford to miss it too far left because it wouldn't have come back. So yeah, that's 40% spin. We nearly got up there. It was a pretty good shot. I think if we dinged it, it would have been pretty on the top here and nice thing. But the lag is unfortunately not going to allow that. 34.420. It's actually not the worst place to putt from if you are down the hill. I'd rather be here than over there. So we're just going to do some kind of calculation. I don't really care. Mississippi 1, Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3. I'm going to allow 6 in total. There's no break here. It's more than 6, but I'm just going to give that as some kind of idea. So it's saying 40.3104. We just switch to the eyes. So we're now going to have to hit a little bit harder. I'm going to hit this 42 just to give it a chance. It could easily still come up short because, you know. So it's really figuring out this bit here. I think because of the wind, it's going to kind of crush it a little bit, so it's going to break a little bit more. If we just move the hole to there, I can't really see any way that that doesn't break that much. It's definitely going to break that much. I think it's going to break more. Pretty severe break there. But I always overread these as well. So I'm going to hit this 42. We're not too worried about it. That's not going to help. Oh, that would have been dead in the centre. I can't remember the last time I birdied one of those at RSG. Where are we now? 18 Marion. again, I can't really see this as one of the hardest holes, if I'm honest. I don't like the hole, and I probably don't birdie it 50% of the time, but it's a lot harder with headwind though. 230 minus 317. This is not going to be a fun wind. Sorry, fun number. %25% wind aiming into it, something like that. We're going to have no number here whatsoever. 235. My worry there is the low trajectory. We've got to hit 3-iron, we can't hit 3-wood. 235, 10%. Coming back, is it? Oh my god, how short is that? 10%. That's a 10%. Look at this. No spin is 235. 25% is 226. We're going downhill. That is nuts. That's just the stuff in the game that I just can't deal with. It's flown 216. So take the wind out and everything else. It's 220, which is a 60%. I just don't get it. Just don't get it. It's going to be fun. I'm assuming that's downhill. Is there a way to get it into inches? Not really. So we can't flop it, we know that. I think we're going to try and land it there. So we've got 12, going to add 2, 14, and then we add, I think it's 17 to this shot, 14, 31. Yeah, it was downhill.